And we continue with Dirshu Mishnah Berurah, finally beginning Siman is Samach Vav Baruch Hashem. We are closing the gap, but very close to catching up. As we begin and continue learning Hilchos Kriya Shema, today we're going to be discussing Be'ezeh Makom Yachol Hafsik, Be'ezeh Makom Lo Yahafsik. In which place you're able to make a hafsik, able to make a interruption, and in which place you should not. So says the Mechaber in Sif Aleph. Bein Abrakim, between the chapters Shayel B'Shalayim, and again these are also reminiscent of the Gemaras that we learned way back when in Maseches Brachos, that between the chapters you're able to ask and inquire as to someone's welfare, Adam Nichbad, if it's a honorable person, Umeishiv Shalom L'chol Adam, and you can respond to everyone. So if anyone comes over and says hello, you can respond. But to initiate and to say to a person on your own, Shalom, to say hello on your own, that's only for an Adam Nichbad. Ube'emsa, in the middle of a paragraph, Shael b'Shalom mishu yarei mimenu. The only person you can inquire is to his welfare if someone you are afraid of them. Kegain, for example, Aviv Rabbi, father or Rebbe, meaning it has a din of a year, and not necessarily doesn't mean you're scared for your life. It means someone that you have year of for, a father or a Rebbe, or someone greater than yourself in wisdom. V'kol shekein, and certainly Melech HaYainis continues the Mechaber, and certainly someone that you're actually afraid from, like a Melech or someone pushing you to do something. And in the middle of a paragraph, you could answer to someone who is honorable, even in the middle of a pasuk. Chutz mi pasuk Shema Yisrael, except for in the middle of pasuk Shema Yisrael, and those pasukim shel yifsik b'hem klal, you should not interrupt at all. If not for the reason Shema Yargenu, pretty extreme level, that the only time you could answer up in the middle of the psukim of Shema and the middle of Baruch Shem is if someone you're afraid literally that they might take your life. We continue straight with the Mishnah Berurah Sivkot and Aleph. But before we get there, the Mishnah Berurah has a short akdama over here in which he quotes the Pri Megadim that says, Kol mash also ledaber afilu b'lashon hakodesh, also ledaber afilu teva achas aser. That whenever there's going to be an isser, so this is going on the entirety of this siman. Whenever we're going to find that you can't talk, you can't interrupt. Says the Pri Megadim, quoted by the Mishnah Berurah, this is not only in English, it's in any language, and even one word. So with that, says the Mishnah Berurah, Sivkot and Aleph Bein Abrakim. Davka b'shapaga izeh zeh mimela. This is only if you bump into someone. Avol b'mashkim lepaschai, to get up early and to initiate by going to someone's door. Or little bit sinazes magam hakavulai lemagam chaveira litil l'shalom, where you're sitting and standing and davening in your own place, and you're going to leave the place that you're in order to go to where your friend is sitting to give him shalom. So the Mishnah Berurah over here is creating a new level. We discussed responding to someone versus initiating. Now the Mishnah Berurah says that even in the world of initiating, what does that mean? That does not mean to get up and go out of your seat to someone else. That is also. Because you're before davening, we'll get there. Those halachas of what you're allowed to do before davening. You don't want it to look like that your friend's honor is greater than kavod shamayim, that you're going to give him shalom, you're going to talk to him and not to Hashem. So that's a separate halacha that the Mishnah Berurah is pointing out over here, that even if we're paskening at some level, you could be maschil, you could initiate. That only means to initiate if the person bumps into you. And we continue with Sifkat and Bees that the Mishnah Berurah says, Shal b'shalom, feel blush and last, even in English. Only someone you haven't seen in a while. You haven't seen someone in months and he comes over to you and you don't say anything to him, that's going to cause hatred. However, point out the Mishnah Berurah, b'sefer Achinach Gamkin, because of the Mishnah Yorinu, Sheyagul al Chaver Klal Lo Yafsik Afilu Ben Abarakim. If it's someone who's not going to care at all, you should never be Mafsik Al Kain. Therefore, L'Viyaminak Hayoim Says Mishmur, nowadays we don't say shalom at all in a shul. Chalila lishol afilu divrei Torah. Says Mishnah Berurah, a strong statement. Chalila, to ask or require, or even to respond, even divrei Torah, lo bin abragim lo psukim zimra, because says Mishnah Berurah, we do not give shalom at all in a shul. Im avar vehefsek kriyishma. I feel b'makom shein rashay lafsek. If let's say you were a mafsek even in a place you're not supposed to, v'lo shak de'likmar saykula, but it's not the amount of time, as we saw in the previous shurim, that the break that you took was not enough time to finish the whole thing. L'kuli alma ino chayzer rak. Loisei pasuk. Everyone agrees. You only go back to the pasuk that you're a mafsek. V'yishayimim loisei ateva. Some say that word. If it's a new Indian, it's a new topic. Continues Mishnah Berurah, Sevkatin Gimel and Adam Nichbad Shayla Actim L'Shalom person that you're right to say Shalom to him first going Shuzakin and Talmud Chacham. Or if it's someone that's wealthy and he deserves honor due to his wealth, will be a similar halacha. Sevkatin Dala, you can be Meshav L'Chaladim Shiktim L'Shalom. If someone else says Shalom to you, can respond. Umashach Lishi Araj the Mudl Chatchil Lishal B'Shalom Akari Afal Pi Sheyodei Sheyitzach L'Shivai Ayin Le'el Sevkatin Beis. Avivai Rabbi, these are the entities that we say one fears from. It's like Rabbi Muvak Shekhet Rasi Manu. So Rabbi Muvak, that your main Torah comes from him. Aval Bishu Gadol Ba'Torah Ata Yosem Rabbi. Even though right now you are greater than the Rabbi, V'Shayach Boy Behu Meir, still you should fear him. Milachsev Esheima Vav Tiro Tanan Meir Rabbi Kemeir Shemayim. So even if it's a Rebbe that taught him a ton, and then later on in life the Talmud surpasses the Rebbe, still the din of Yira applies to the Rebbe. Let's say two people equal, they covered, he certainly should honor him. Talmud Chacham. But Chachma, he's greater than you. Chachma v'achreina baskud afilu im hu gadol menu avirak minei akavod. So he's greater than you, says Mishnah Berurah, it's a din of kavod, of honor to him. Unless he's a gadol adar, unless he's muflig, he's that much greater than everyone else. In the last narrow line, says Mishnah Berurah, afilu zelchi Yisrael, Havi Bechlal Mimnei Yero, Dechsev, something similar, Chamel, Chashtei Amasa Oylecha, Oy Oynes, Oy Malshin, someone who could slander you to the government, Abasik, Yesh Armendei Memsa Abasik, Lo Yafsa, some say if you're in the middle of a pasuk, you should not interrupt. Im Lo B'makam Dem Salik Kinyana, that's the place that the topic ends. V'im Basak, Chayzer Echel, L'Tchila Pasuk, go back to the beginning of the pasuk. L'nin Maisa, Shem Masik, L'Anes, Kadri Kedusha, Kamoy, She's Barley Kamez, we're going to see, Im Yevsher, if you can't quickly finish first, you could pause even in the middle. Mitzvah Rabbi Mizu. So chutz mi pasuk rishon, except for the first pasuk and Baruch Shem Sikvati Nadal, says Mishnah Berurah, Shed ever gadol mikvos lach shemayim. There's nothing greater than accepting upon yourself the yoke of Hem mitam zeh. Lo yafsik, so do not interrupt Gam Kim in Shema Yisrael Baruch between Shema and Baruch Shem. Kva machzalam va'ed shegamu b'chlal yachid b'hem klal Sikvati Nibeiz Mashad afilu kadosh kedusha Baruch lo yaneh v'ayin berhalacha efshar im akriya yalacher shalosh shoyis d'rak karbat Torah, then you should be masik. Im Sivkatin Yigimel Im Loi do Vidin Hu Kima B'Tfila Langvam Simkov Dalid. It's the same lachs of Tfila, and we'll pick it up in the next year from Sif Beis Psiyat Odishmayo.